Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet a physician who is a serial entrepreneur. He runs emergency rooms and he owns Kava Bars. His incredible journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, in medical school, they don't teach you anything about running a business. So anytime I run into an entrepreneurial physician, I am fascinated. On deck right now, Dr. David Darrigan. He is the president and founder of Elite Hospital Partners, and you also own a couple of Kava Bars.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
You're a busy guy. So let's start with your own health journey, because you were telling me before the show that you were a doctor and you found yourself sick.
Yeah, it's interesting. In med school, we spend so much time learning biochemistry, the different pathways behind diseases, that we really don't get a lot of education on health and nutrition, the basics of medicine and the basics of disease, where disease stems from. And, I finished residency from Parkland and had spent, many years doing, in residency, you work anywhere from 30 to 40 hours sometimes in a row. And when you do that, you eat a lot of McDonald's, and you kind of neglect your health. So after residency, I had an eye checkup for my contacts, and the eye doctor told me, looks like you have cholesterol behind your eyes. So after that, I kind of took a self look in the mirror and realized I'm 50 pounds overweight. Went to a primary doctor, saw my cholesterol was high. And, the first thing the doctor told me was, well, we'll just put you on cholesterol medicine. And I said, well, shouldn't I try diet and exercise first? And he said, nobody sticks with that. We'll just give you the medicine. And I was like, no medicine for me. I'm gonna work this off. And that's when I really started looking into health and fitness and how it ties together with medicine.
Wow. Okay, let's talk about your emergency rooms that you manage. It's a unique model, isn't it?
It is. A lot of people think that physicians work for hospitals. And in most cases, especially in Texas, unless it's a university system, doctors' groups contract with hospitals to provide services. So just like a restaurant might choose between Coca-Cola and Pepsi, hospitals will choose different physician groups to run their emergency departments, to staff it. Same thing with different operations in the hospital, like anesthesia. So early out of residency, I kind of got into the business of medicine and learning how to efficiently run emergency departments.
Okay, we're going to pull up your website, and I want you to talk more about Elite Hospital Partners. And this website, we should point out, is facing the hospital. So you're speaking to doctors.
Sure, speaking to doctors and speaking to hospital clients. So we're not a freestanding emergency department that's kind of like your doc-in-the-box clinic in shopping centers. We contract with large hospital systems to provide their emergency care. So the website is basically to attract hospitals if they want to subcontract out their ER. And it also shows physicians that might want to work with us, what we do.
And tell me more about your brand, because my sense is that you're an excellence guy. You're if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. So
I appreciate that, and it's right. With so much of any career is getting back to the basics. Everyone now gets very fancy, very peripheral. Our goal is to focus on efficiencies, and when you have efficiencies, you have better customer care, better customer satisfaction, and better patient outcomes. So, we try to understand the business of medicine, and that gives longevity for the group and for the hospitals. So we really want the hospitals to be happy, and we see the patients not just as patients, but as our customers. And what patients want when they go into an emergency department is to be seen quickly. They don't want to be, waiting hours, and to receive good care. And then to be treated like people. It's hard in big emergency departments to get lost in the shuffle and to be treated just as a symptom. So, our physicians are trained to really be on the patient level and just treat them like human beings.
And how many emergency rooms do you manage right now?
So I came from a company where I ran over 15, and you mentioned the entrepreneurship part. I broke off about 4 months ago to start my own company, and right now I'm at 2. So I have at White Rock Medical Center, I have 3 service lines: the emergency department, inpatient, and the ICU. And then I have an Oklahoma ER with an ER residency program. So I guess technically that's 4, but two hospitals.
And if that wasn't enough, he also owns Kava Bars. So we're going to pull up this website, and I want you to explain what Kava Bars are.
Yeah, this is my passion outside of medicine, and it honestly kind of ties into it. Being an emergency room physician, we've learned and seen so many detrimental effects of alcohol and drugs, and it really starts wearing on somebody when you care about your patients and you care about what you see around you. When you see families torn apart by a drunk driving accident, or I've seen innocent people ran over by somebody on drugs, and they lose their loved ones. So one day I was just kind of looking up alternatives to alcohol, because even myself, I was at a point during COVID where I'm like, this alcohol is being glorified and I'm drinking too much. And discovered Kava, did a lot of research. Kava is a plant from the South Pacific Islands and from Fiji, and it's been around there for centuries. So people in those islands have drank Kava for hundreds of years, and it's a ceremonial drink that is grown from a root. The root takes 5 to 8 years to harvest. It's then pulled up, washed, dried, ground into a powder, and you squeeze it in water and make this beautiful drink that we like to call nature's Xanax. It's a natural root drink with no real side effects that just makes your body calm, relaxed. It helps you connect with other people. That's why it's been a ceremonial drink there.
Sure. And we've got a bunch of pictures off of your Facebook page. It's kind of part of this sober movement, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. I call it the social sober movement, or we're a social sober bar. So we're open 8 a.m. to midnight. We serve kava and other alternative drinks that are plant-based drinks that make you connect with others and relax you. You can kind of pick your mood depending on the strength and depending on the brew. And people, they once they come, we have a lot of regular customers. The people that you're seeing in these photos, some of them come 5 to 6 times a week, and it's about the community, the connection. People will work out of the bar during the day, and in the evenings we have events like you'll see game night, bingo night, karaoke. A lot of people love hearing about the history of kava and what it is. It's very, very new. I'd venture to say that 99% of people in DFW have not heard of it.
Wow.
In Florida is where the Kava Bars really are. There's over 150 there, and still 98% of the population there do not know what it is. So it's something on the forefront that's going to be, I think, coming to every city.
Okay, so how would you compare it to a drink?
Well, it does not taste as good as a drink. It tastes, people will call it root water or mud water, and you can see there what traditional kava looks like, that brown drink in a shell. The feelings are a little bit different. Both kava and alcohol work on the GABA receptors in the brain. So they have a similar downstream effect. With alcohol, the first time you have a drink or a shot, you know that it hits you pretty hard, very quick. Kava is actually reverse tolerance, meaning that the first time you drink it, you might not feel anything. But after you have your 12 to 16 ounces, you feel it quicker. And so what I really love about it is that it's reverse tolerance. People don't have to drink more and more and more to get an effect, like when they become, in line with alcohol. But with kava, the more you drink it, I can have 4 ounces and I just feel my body kind of melt and relax. It's helped me social situations. It's helped me small talk, which never been very good at. And, to have a little kava before a small talk conversation helps me greatly. It's honestly helped me be a better dad and connect with my kids when I'm stressed and have a million things going through my mind. To have a little kava, relax, and connect with them.
Outstanding. We've got about a minute left. Final thoughts. What would you like to leave people with?
If you're interested in the social sober movement or alcohol alternative, look us up on Facebook or Instagram. We try to keep it easy. It's just called the Kava Bar. So we have a Kava Bar in Denton and a Kava Bar in North Dallas/Addison. So we'd love to welcome you to this drink from the other side of the world.
Outstanding. Okay, we're going to end with both of his websites. We're going to start with the hospital website. EliteHospitalPartners.com is his hospital site, and then the Kava Bar is lovethekavabar.com.
That's us.
Dr. David Darrigan, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.